Hey there, how's it going? Today we're going to dig into something that, well, if you're a gardener, you know the struggle. We're talking about finding that perfect, long-lasting garden marker. One that actually works. I mean, come on now, you've been there, right? We all have. You plant that special heirloom tomato, you're so excited, and then spring rolls around and you're staring at a row of little green sprouts with absolutely no clue which is which. Yeah, those little plastic tags, they get brittle and snap right off in the first good frost. The wooden ones, they just rot away. And the ink on pretty much everything else just vanishes. It's a real pain in the neck, right? All of a sudden, your beautiful, organized garden is just one big mystery. So yeah, let's just put an end to this garden guessing game for good. What's the secret? How do you find a marker that's going to stay readable, not just for this year, but for years and years? Well, it really boils down to two main contenders. You got your fancy pants copper tags from the catalogs, and then you've got the savvy choice, a humble, upcycled, silver-plated spoon. I know, it sounds like a mismatch, but trust me, you're going to be surprised. All right, let's do it. Let's put them head to head, copper versus silver plate. It's the showdown for the ultimate garden marker. Okay, so when you just lay it out like this, look at that. Visibility, longevity, cost, it's a total knockout. A clean sweep for silver plate. But the real question is, why? Why does it win so easily? Let's get into it. All right, let's do the deep dive. We're going to get past just how they look and get into the nitty-gritty, the real practical reasons why that old thrift store spoon is about to become your garden's absolute best friend. You gotta love this quote, it's just so perfectly blunt. Sure, copper is fine if you want your garden to look like a plumbing project gone wrong. It's true, copper looks fantastic for about 5 minutes, all shiny and new. But once it meets a real garden, especially with our good old Midwest humidity, that's a whole different story. So here's the deal with copper. It turns green. It gets that patina, that verdigris. And listen, that can look real sharp on an old roof or a statue for sure. But in a garden, a world of green leaves, a green marker is, well, it's just camouflage. It completely defeats the whole purpose of having a label in the first place. Okay, but here's the twist. Think about silver. In the house, what do? We fight tarnish, right? We're always polishing the good silverware. But out in the garden, that tarnish is actually our secret weapon. And it all comes down to this idea, high contrast legibility. See, when you stamp letters into a silver-plated spoon, those little indented parts tarnish and turn dark, almost black. But the flat surface around them stays bright and silvery. So what do you get? Dark, bold letters on a shiny background. You can literally read it from your back porch. It's genius. And this isn't just some theory. Listen to this. People have pulled these silver markers out of the muck after a decade. A decade in the dirt, through freezing winters and hot summers, and with one quick wipe, they look even better than the day they were put in. Now that is what I call longevity. So why are they so tough? Well, it's the metal itself. Silver plate isn't just silver. It's got a strong base metal underneath, usually nickel or brass. This stuff was designed to be used at the dinner table every single day, so it can handle a lot. Pure copper, though, it's a really soft metal. Great for wiring, not so great for holding up in the garden. It bends, it gets brittle, it can even just kind of dissolve over the years. And then there's just the simple matter of weight. A good, solid silver-plated handle has some real heft to it. You push that sucker into the ground and it's not going anywhere. But those flimsy little copper tags, a good thunderstorm, a curious squirrel, heck, a strong wind could send them flying. And then, yep, you're right back to playing the guessing game. And of course, there's the money. But it's more than that, isn't it? Copper prices are always going up and down, but you can find mismatched silver plate for next to nothing at a thrift store. You're saving money, sure, but you're also taking part in that whole circular economy thing. You're giving a discarded object a whole new, long life. It's just an honest, good way to garden. Okay, so maybe you're sold on the idea. Now you're thinking, all right, how do I actually do this? Well, it's super easy. Let's walk through a quick how-to guide for making your very own forever markers. Okay, rule number 1, and this is the most important one, so listen up. Before you do anything, flip that spoon over and look for a stamp. If it says sterling or 925, just put it down. That's the real deal, solid silver, and it belongs in a safe, not in your soil. What we want is the plated stuff, the stuff that's not worth anything for scrap, which makes it absolutely perfect for this project. It really just comes down to 4 easy steps. 1. When you're sourcing them, give the handle a little bend. You'll feel it. You want the rigid, sturdy ones. 2. When you get your metal stamps, don't be timid. Give that hammer a good whack for a nice, deep impression. 3. Make sure you stick it down into the soil a good few inches so it's secure. And 4. For maintenance, forget the fancy chemicals. A green scrubby pad is all you'll ever need to bring back that awesome contrast. All right, but what about the big question? The one that's probably on your mind right now. Is this stuff safe for my veggie garden? And that's a really good question, right? We're talking about putting metal right next to the food we're going to eat. Well, the good news is the answers are pretty simple. For soil safety, any amount of metal that might transfer is so tiny, it's practically nothing compared to the minerals already in your soil. If you see your marker turn completely black, don't panic. That just means you have high sulfur soil and a quick wipe takes care of it. And just to hammer it home one more time, why not sterling? Because it's too soft, it'll bend all up, and frankly, it's just too darn valuable to stick in the dirt. All right, so let's tie this all together. What's the final word here? What's the big takeaway from the Great Garden Marker Showdown? Look, at the end of the day, your garden should be a place where you find clarity, not a place where you're playing a guessing game. And that's the real point. This whole thing isn't just about a better label. It's about making one simple, permanent choice that brings a little more peace and order to your garden so you can spend your time actually enjoying it instead of trying to remember what you planted where. And that kind of leaves us with one last question to chew on, doesn't it? Because this is bigger than just spoons. It's really a whole mindset. So next time you're at a garage sale or a thrift store, look around. What other forgotten treasures are out there, just waiting to be given a new life out in your garden? Thanks for hanging out with me today.